How are you all? I hope you all are doing well. So children, today in this class we are going to learn about squares and square roots. So let's start with that. Squares. If a number is multiplied by itself, the product so obtained is called the square of that number. For example, 2 into 2. So that means 2 square हमारा क्या हो जाएगा? 2 को multiply करेंगे. So हमारा आंसर आएगा 4. So we say that 4 is the square of 2. Similarly, 3 into 3, that means 3 square 2 is equal to 9. So we say that 9 is the square of 3. 15 into 15, then 15 square means 225. So we can say that 225 is the square of 15. Okay, so 0.7 into 0.7 is equal to 0.7 को multiply करेंगे 2 times से, तो that is 0.49. So we say that 0.49 is the square of 0.7. And next one is 3 by 5 into 3 by 5, that is equal to 9 by 25. So we say that 9 by 25 is the square of 3 by 5. I hope you understood the square. Now the square of a number is a number raised to the power 2. Okay. Now perfect square. अब ये perfect square क्या होते हैं? Let's see. The numbers 1, 4, 9, 16, 25 are the square of a natural numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 respectively and are called perfect square or a square numbers. Okay. So number कौन से वो 1, 4, 9, 16 and 25. A natural number is called a perfect square or a square numbers if it is square of a some natural number beta. Test. A given number is a perfect square if its prime factor can be expressed in pairs of equal factors. See the example for more clarity. Example number 1. So, is 225 a perfect square? If so, find the number whose square is 225. So, for that things now resolving 225 into prime factors we get. पहले हमने 225 के prime factors कर लिए like this way. So, हमारा क्या मिला? 3 into 3 into 5 into 5. So, ये हमारे पेयर बन गए. ये एक पेयर बन गया, ये एक पेयर बन गया. Okay, thus 225 can be the expressed as a product of pairs of equal factors. So that is why 225 is a factor square. So 3 2 times, then 5 2 times, that means 3 into 5 square is 15 square beta. Okay, 5 3 is a 15 or 15 square. So hence 15 is the number whose square is 225. So 15 वो हमारा क्या है? नंबर है जिसका स्क्वायर 225 है. I hope you understood well. So this is how we just find out the perfect square. That number is not okay. Now example 2. Is 900 is perfect square? क्या 900 perfect square है? If so, अगर तो है, then find the number whose square is 900. So let's see how we just do that. Resolving into prime factors, we find that first of all we need to do prime factor of that one like this way. And after that 900 के factors क्या निकले? 2 into 2 into 3, 3 into 5 into 5. So we just क्या करेंगे? हमने यहाँ पर पेयर बना दिया. ये 2 का पेयर बन गया, ये 3 का पेयर बन गया. This is a pair of 5. Since 900 can be grouped into pairs of equal factors, therefore 900 is a perfect square. Also 900 means 2 into 3 into 5 one time and 2 into 3 into 5 one time. So if we multiply these number together, then we get 30 and इसको multiply करेंगे, so 30. So 30 means 30 square. So 900 is the square of 30 beta. I hope you understood perfect square nicely. So now move on next one beta. Show that 3675 is not a perfect square. अब ये show करोगे कि ये perfect square हमारा नहीं है. So for that things what we need to do, we just take LCM like that way. So हमारा LCM पे क्या बना, 3 इंटू 5 इंटू 5 इंटू 7 इंटू 7, ये फैक्टर्स बन गए, ये पेयर बन गया, ये पेयर बन गया, बट ये हमारा सिंगल रह गया. Now grouping the factors into pairs of equal factors, we find that 3 is left. So 3675 is not a perfect square. So now remark, if we multiply or divide 3675 by the factor 3, which can't be paired, the product or the quotient is a perfect square. Okay, thus 3675 into 3. So कितना बनेगा हमारा 11,025. So now 11,025 की जो हमारे पेयर से 3 into 3, 5 into 5, 7 into 7, that means 3, 5 और 7 और 3, 5 और 7, इनको हम जस्ट पेयरिंग करेंगे. सो 105 और 105, तो ये हमारे कितने आ गए, ट्वाइस टाइम आ गए. सो 3675 divided by 3 is 1225, that is equal to 55 into 77 is equal to 55 into 57. So 35 square is a perfect square beta. I hope you understood well. So now move on, example 4. By what least number should 3675 be multiplied to get a perfect square number? Also find the number whose square is the new number. So हम सबसे पहले क्या करेंगे, प्राइम फैक्टर्स निकालेंगे like that way. Resolving 3675 into prime factors, we get 3 into 5 into 5 into 7 into 7. So 3 into 5 twice times आया है और 7 की भी हमारा स्क्वायर आया है. So thus to get a perfect square number, the given number should be multiplied by 3. Okay, so new number हमारा कितना बन गया, 3 की पावर 2, 5 power 2 and 7 raised to power 2. That means 3 into 5 into 7 raised to power 2 is 105 raised to power 2 beta. Okay, like that way. Hence we can say that the number whose square is the new number is 105. I hope you understood well. So now move on, example 5. Here it is given, by what least number should 6300 be divided to get a perfect square number? Find the number whose square is the new number. So now resolving 6300 into prime factors, we get like this. हमने prime factor निकाले. So क्या मिला हमें, 2 into 2, 3 into 3, 5 into 5 into 7. So ये हमारे 2 का बन गया पेयर. This is pair of 3, this is pair of 5 और ये 7 हमारा लेफ्ट हो गया. So 2 2 times, 3 की स्क्वायर 2, 5 की स्क्वायर 2 and 7 1 times. Thus to get a perfect square number, the given number should be divided by 7. अब ये जो नंबर है उसको 7 से हमें डिवाइड करना है. So न्यू नंबर हमें क्या मिला, yes 2 2 हमारा है 3 के टाइम्स 2 and 5 के टाइम्स 2. So 2 into 3 into 5 हमारा बना 30 की पावर 2. So 30 raised to power 2, that means hence the new whose square is the new number is, yes, 30 beta. I hope you understood well. So now move on, next one, which is table of squares. So the following table contains squares of numbers 1 to hundreds. Memorize at least the squares of numbers 1 to 30 and a few other selected numbers. So here it is a number 1 2 3. So 1 का स्क्वायर हमारा कितना होता है, 1. 2 का स्क्वायर, if we just multiply 2 with 2 same number, so स्क्वायर बन जाएगा 4. Same 3 into 3 9. Okay, and after that next one is हमारा क्या है, 4 को 4 से करेंगे 16, then 5 to 5 25, then 6 to 6 36 and so on. So here it is a till 100 beta. So you only need to do practice and memorize the square root. I hope you understood. Now properties of square numbers. So property number 1, a number having 2, 3, 7 or 8 at the unit place is never a perfect square. Okay, that means a square number never ends in 2, 3, 7 or 8. जो हमारे स्क्वायर नंबर्स होते हैं ना, वो कभी भी इन पे एंड नहीं होते हैं. I hope you understood. For example, the number 632, 3093, 92097 and 336918 are not perfect square. Why? Because their unit place has 2, 3, 7 and 8. Remember this. Now note. A number having a digits other than 2, 3, 7 and 8 at the unit place is not necessarily a perfect square. ये ज़रूरी नहीं है कि वो perfect square होगा. It may or may not be a perfect square. For example, 71, 2305, 2504, 26490 are not perfect square. ये हमारे क्या है? Perfect square नहीं है हमारे. So now property 2. A number ending in an odd number of zeros is never a perfect square. For example, the number 160, 25000, 180000 ends in 10, 3 zeros, 5 zeros respectively. So none of them is a perfect square. I hope you understood. ये हमारे किस पे एंड हो रहे हैं? odd number of zeros हैं ये हमारे. Okay, so now move on next. Property 3. A perfect square number is never negative. Perfect square जो number होता है वो negative कभी भी नहीं होता है. Remember this. Now property 4. Squares of even numbers are always even numbers and squares of odd numbers are always odd numbers beta. You may verify this fact from the table of squares. Thus 31 की जो स्क्वायर है हमारा वो कितना है? 961 है. तो ये हमारा क्या निकला? ऑड निकला. 86 स्क्वायर है हमारा, क्या बना? 7396. तो ये हमारा क्या है? इवन नंबर. एंड सिमिलरली 215 का स्क्वायर क्या बना? 46225. सो 5 क्या है हमारा? ऑड नंबर. एंड सिमिलरली दिस वन इज आवर इवन नंबर. आई होप यू अंडरस्टूड दिस प्रॉपर्टी ऑल्सो. नाउ property 5. If a number when divided by 3 leaves a remainder 2, then it's not a perfect square. For example, 170, 3 से हम इसको क्या करेंगे? डिवाइड करेंगे. रिमाइंडर अगर 2 आएगा तो लेट्स सी 578, 617, 722 एक्सेट्रा बेटा. सो दिस इज द प्रॉपर्टी नंबर 5. नाउ मूव ऑन प्रॉपर्टी 6. तो प्रॉपर्टी 6 हमारी होती है, लेट्स सी, इफ़ अ नंबर व्हेन डिवाइडेड बाय 4, किसी नंबर को 4 से डिवाइड करेंगे, लीव्स अ रिमाइंडर 2 और 3, और रिमाइंडर या तो 2 आएगा या तो 3 आएगा, देन इट्स नॉट अ परफेक्ट स्क्वायर. तो ये हमारा परफेक्ट स्क्वायर नहीं होगा. फॉर एग्जाम्पल 578, 578, 654, 798 एंड 1002 एक्सेट्रा. ओके, सो नाउ property 7. Between two consecutive square numbers n square and n plus 1 square, there are 2n means non-perfect square numbers. Hope you understood. Now property 8. For every natural numbers n we have n plus 1 की square minus n square is equal to n plus 1 plus n हमारे किसके बराबर होते हैं? n प्लस 1 माइनस n इज इक्वल टू n प्लस 1 प्लस n बेटा. देयरफॉर n प्लस 1 की स्क्वायर माइनस n की स्क्वायर इज इक्वल टू n प्लस 1 प्लस n बेटा. आई होप यू अंडरस्टूड वेल. फॉर एग्जाम्पल वी हैव 36 स्क्वायर माइनस 35 स्क्वायर. ओके, ये हमारे पास दो नंबर गिवन है लाइक दैट वे. एंड ये हमारे कितने हो गए? 36 plus 35, that is equal to 71. Okay, like this one. And after that 89 square minus 88 square, that is 89 plus 87, 177. Hope you understood this property also. Now property 9. For every natural number n, we have sum of first n odd natural numbers is equal to n square. For example, we have the numbers 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. ये हमारे क्या नंबर है? Odd number है. तो sum of first 5 odd number is equal to 5 square. Yes. B is 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, 13, 15. So these are the sum of first 8 odd numbers. So इसका हमारा क्या हो जाएगा? 8 square. I hope you understood this property also. Now we just see that one more property. This is property 10. In that the square of a proper fractions is smaller than the fractions. See, 2/3 की स्क्वायर है वो हमारे इक्वल होती है 2/3 इंटू 2/3, that is 4/9, and 4/9 or 2/3 we can say that 2/3 is greater than 4/9 since 4 into 3 is smaller than 9 into 2. So this is property 10. Now move on property 11. In that Pythagoras triplets, 3 natural numbers m, n, p are said to form a Pythagoras triplet m, n, p if m square plus n square is equal to p square. How? For every natural number m is greater than 1, we have 2m, m square minus 1, m square plus 1 as a Pythagoras triplet. For example, putting m is equal to 4 in 2m, m square minus 1, m square plus 1. So, अब हमने क्या करेंगे? Value put करेंगे. So, we get 8, 15, 17 as a Pythagoras triplet. I hope you understood well. Now, B part. Putting m is equal to 5 in 2m, m square minus 1, m square plus 1, we get beta 10, 24, 26 as a Pythagoras triplet. I hope you understood well. So, now move on, solve example. Example number 1. Give reasons to show that none of the numbers 490, 64000, 64,000 and 3600000 is a perfect square. Now we need to just show that. So, solutions. We know that number ending in an odd number of zeros is never a perfect square. So, none of the numbers is a perfect square. ये हमारे इसमें क्या आ रहा है? एक ज़ीरो. इसमें हमारे कितने आ रहे हैं? 3 ज़ीरो. और इसमें कितने आ रहे हैं? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ज़ीरो. तो ये 5 ज़ीरो. So, that is why this is not a perfect square beta. I hope you understood. Now, example 2. Give reason to show that none of the numbers given below is a perfect square. So, why these numbers are a perfect square? Let's see. We know that number ending in 2, 3, 7 and 8. ये जो number होते हैं is never a perfect square. So, here it is a 2. That is why it's not a perfect square. इसमें 7 है. That is why it's not a perfect square. इसमें हमारा 8 है और इसमें हमारा 3 है at unit place पर. So, hence none of the numbers is perfect square. I hope you understood well. So, now move on beta. Next one. Example 3. State whether the square of the given number is a even or odd. अब हमने देखना है ये even है कि odd है. Solutions. We know that the square of an odd number is odd and the square of an even number is even. So 464 even है तो ये हमारा क्या हो जाएगा? 464 स्क्वायर जो होगा even. 723 odd है तो ये हमारा इसका स्क्वायर भी odd होगा. Similarly, this one even and that one odd beta. It's very easy. Now example 4. Without adding find the sum. अब ऐड नहीं करना है बट इसका सम्स हमें निकालना है. सो कैसे करेंगे हम इसको? 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11 एंड 13. सो दीज नंबर हमारे किस में है? प्लस में है. देन सम ऑफ फर्स्ट 7 ऑड नंबर हमारा कितना होता है? यस 7 स्क्वायर. सो दैट इज़ वाई ये नंबर कितने हो गए हमारे? 49. दिस इज़ अ रूल. एंड 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, 13, 15 और 17. These are the sum of first 9 odd number. और first 9 odd numbers हमारे क्या होते हैं? 9 का स्क्वायर. सो 9 का स्क्वायर होता है 81. I hope you understood. So this is 81. Now example 5. Express 64 as the sum of 8 odd natural number. Okay, so let's see. We know that n square is equal to the sum of first n odd natural number. So 64 that means 8 square. तो sum of 8 odd natural number कितने होते हैं हमारे? Yes, 1 plus 3 plus 5, 7, 9, 11, 13 and 15. I hope you understood. So now 144 as the sum of 12 odd natural number. So here it is given 144. So 144 means 12 square. So is equal to sum of the first 12 odd natural number. So अगर हम इन सब को प्लस करेंगे so this is 144, that is 12 square. I hope you understood well. Now example 6. Find the Pythagorean triplet whose smallest number is 12 beta. So solutions. For every natural number n is greater than 1, 2m, then m square minus 1, m square plus 1 is a Pythagorean triplet. So putting 2m is equal to 12, we get m is equal to 6. Thus we get the triplet 12, 35, 37 beta. I hope you understood the Pythagorean triplet. Now example 7. So in that, using the identity a plus b square is equal to a square plus 2ab plus b square equivalent. ये हमारा evaluate करना है 609 square. So we have 609 square is equal to कितने होते हैं? Just expand that value 600 plus 9 like that way, and after that 600 square plus 2 into 600 into 9 plus 9 square. So after multiplying 600 and 600 we just get that number, and after 602 into 9 is like this number 10,800, and this is 81. Now add all the number together and answer is 370881 beta. I hope you understood well. Now B part. 725 की square. So just expand the value 725. Now 700 2 times, so 7 और 7 हमारे होते हैं number this way, and after that 2 into 700 into 25, that is 35,000, and 25 into 25 625. Now add all the numbers, then answer is 525625. Hope you understood well. So now move on. Yes, example 8. Evaluate 446 square minus 445 की square. We have n plus 1 की power 2 minus n की power 2 is equal to n plus 1 plus 9. Taking n 445 and n plus 1, that is 446, we get 446 की square minus 445 की square is equal to कितने होते हैं? 446 plus 445 को हम ऐड कर देंगे, then it's 891. I hope you understood well. So now beta move on. Next example, example 9. Using the identity a minus b की square is equal to a square minus 2ab plus b square. So evaluate 289 square, first one. So we have 289 square is equal to 300 minus 11 की स्क्वायर कितना बना 300 की स्क्वायर minus 2 into 300 into 11 plus 11 square. So what we need to do, we just multiply that one, and after just multiplying then add all the value. So answer is 83,500 and yes 21 beta, like that way. Similarly B part. Hope you understood well. So now exercise 3.1. Write whether the following statements are true or false. Okay. So first one is 4000 is a square number. So we just say it wrong. It's false beta. It's not a square number. ओके क्योंकि इसके हमारी यूनिट की प्लेस पे क्या है 0, फिर उसके बाद 0, फिर उसके बाद 0, तो 300 है, तो ये हमारा स्क्वायर नंबर नहीं है. सेकेंड वन इज नो स्क्वायर नंबर इज नेगेटिव, सो इट्स ट्रू बेटा. सो वी कैन से दैट सेकेंड का हमारा क्या है ट्रू. आई होप यू अंडरस्टूड वेल. सो दीज आर द अदर क्वेश्चंस, यू हैव टू कंप्लीट इट योर ओन. नाउ स्क्वायर रूट्स, मीनिंग ऑफ स्क्वायर रूट. अब ये स्क्वायर रूट क्या होते हैं, लेट्स सी. द स्क्वायर रूट ऑफ अ नंबर n इज दैट नंबर विच व्हेन मल्टीप्लाइड बाय इटसेल्फ गिव्स n एज द प्रोडक्ट. फॉर एग्जांपल 7 को 7 के साथ मल्टीप्लाई करेंगे तो क्या आएगा हमारा 49. सो 7 इज द स्क्वायर रूट ऑफ 49. सो वी राइट इट्स लाइक 49 का ये जो हमारा स्क्वायर रूट का साइन है ये हमारा है 7. द सिंबल दिस इज यूज टू इंडिकेट स्क्वायर रूट लाइक दैट वन. ओके दिस इज. सो 13 इंटू 13, 13 को 13 के साथ मल्टीप्लाई करेंगे तो 169. सो वी जस्ट राइट इट लाइक दैट. 169 स्क्वायर रूट हो गया हमारा 13 का स्क्वायर रूट लाइक दिस. 15 इंटू 15 225 लाइक दैट वे वी जस्ट राइट इट. 0.9 into 0.9 0.81, we just write it like that way. And with this हम इसको ऐसे लिखेंगे. If we have a number into multiply 3/4 into 3/4, so 9/16. So 9/16 का हमारा क्या बन जाएगा, yes this is how we just write it 3/4. Now 11/19, 11/19 is equal to 121/361. So square root of for that one is 11/19. I hope you understood the meaning of square root. Now move on next one, which is finding square root of a perfect square. अब perfect square का हम square root कैसे निकालते हैं. So let's see. Finding square root through prime factorizations. तो हम क्या करते हैं, पहले prime factorizations के थ्रू निकालते हैं. Steps to find the square root of a perfect squares are, first one, split the given number into prime factor first. Okay, पहले हम क्या करेंगे, split कर देंगे. After that form pairs of like factors. अब जितने हमारे जो हमने इसको split करके उसके like factors हम निकाल लेंगे. After that from each pair pick out one prime number, and after that multiply the factors so picked. The product so obtained is the required square root. I hope you understood well. So now solve examples for more clarity. Example number 1. Find the square root of 576. अब 576 का आपको क्या निकालना है, square root निकालना है. So by prime factorizations we get. अब हमने क्या करा, सबसे पहले prime factorizations निकाला. तो हमें कौन कौन से नंबर मिले, 2 into 2, ये हमारा एक पेयर बन गया. दिस इज वन पेयर, दिस इज ऑल्सो वन पेयर एंड वन पेयर. सो मेक पेयर्स ऑफ फैक्टर्स हमने बना दिए हैं. नाउ हम क्या करेंगे, चूज वन वन, पिकअप वन फैक्टर फ्रॉम ईच पेयर्स. सो इसमें से एक ये 2 निकल गया, फिर ये 2 निकला, फिर दिस 2 एंड दिस 3. नाउ जस्ट मल्टीप्लाई ऑल द नंबर्स एंड आंसर इज 24. So we can say that the square root of 576 is 24. I hope you understood. Now example 2. In that, find the square root of 7744. So for that things हम क्या करेंगे सबसे पहले, yes, प्राइम फैक्टराइजेशंस करेंगे. सो हमारा क्या बन जाएगा आंसर, yes, 2 इंटू 2, ये हमारा एक पेयर निकल गया, फिर 2 इंटू 2, फिर हमारा एक और पेयर निकल गया, अगेन 2 इंटू 2, टेक वन मोर पेयर, एंड 11 इंटू 11, दैट इज़ वन मोर पेयर हमारा. सो नाउ वी जस्ट क्या करेंगे, मल्टीप्लाई ऑल द नंबर्स, 2 इंटू 2 इंटू 2 इंटू 11. So the product is the square root of the given number. So answer is 88. So we can say that square root of 7744 is 88. I hope you understood well. So now move on next example, which is example 3. Find the smallest square number that is exactly divisible by each of the numbers 6, 9 and 15. So for that things, the smallest number that is exactly divisible by each of the numbers 6, 9, 15 is their LCM. So clearly the LCM of that one is, yes, 90. Now resolving 90 into prime factors, we have 2 into 3 into 3 into 5. Now grouping the factors into pair of equal factors, we have, हम क्या करेंगे, clearly prime numbers 2 and 5 have no pair, क्योंकि इसका हमें कोई पेयर दिख ही नहीं रहा है, सिर्फ वन पेयर वी कैन सी दैट विच इज़ 3, 3, बट 2 और 5 के तो कोई पेयर है ही नहीं. So thus to make 90 a perfect square, we must multiply it by 2 and 5. Hence the smallest square number that is exactly divisible by each of the numbers 6, 9 and 15 is 90 into 2 into 5, that is, yes, 900 beta. I hope you understood well. So this is answer. Now example 4. The students of a class of a school donated rupees 3,364 in all for Prime Minister's National Relief Fund. Okay, each students donated, हर बच्चे ने कितना donate किया, as many rupees as the number of students in the class. Now find the number of student in the class. So for that things हम सबसे पहले क्या करेंगे, yes, उसका LCM निकालेंगे. तो हमने ये LCM निकाल लिया like that. So here 3364 gives the number of student in the class. So just square root of that number, 2 into 2 into 29, 29. So just pair of that number 29, just take it 29, and 2, 2 ka just take it 2. Now multiply both the numbers, 58. Thus there are 58 students in the class, beta. This is how we just do that kind of sums. Hope you understood. Now example 5. Find the smallest number by which 3645 must be divided so that the quotient is a perfect square. Find the square root of the quotient. So we have 2645. So what we need to do, 5 into 23 into 23. ये हमारे इसके क्या बन गए, yes, factors बन गए. Now अब हम क्या करेंगे, as the prime number 5 has no pair, क्योंकि इसका तो कोई पेयर है ही नहीं, बस इन दोनों का पेयर है ना हमारे 23. So 2645 is not a perfect square. If we divide 2645 by the factor of 5, then हम क्या करेंगे, 2645 divided by 5 is equal to 23 into 23 become a perfect square. So therefore the required smallest number is 5. Now 2645 divided by 5 square root हमारा कितना हो जाएगा, 529, and is equal to 23 into 23, that is 23. I hope you understood well. So now move on next one, which is exercise 3.2. Which of the following numbers are not a perfect square? So these are the numbers. Now you have to find out which are not perfect square. So we know that हमारी कौन कौन से नहीं है. So we just write it. 3163. क्यों? Because it has 3 at units place, and 5780 and 21572. So these are the numbers that are not a perfect square. I hope you understood well, because we know the all rules very nicely. So these are the other questions. You have to complete it your own, beta. Okay. Finding square root by division method. The method of finding square roots by the prime factorizations method is suitable only if the number has small prime factors. Sometimes it's difficult and time consuming to obtain prime factors of a given number. To overcome this difficulty, we use an alternative method called the division method, beta. So for this, we need to determine the number of digits in the square root of a perfect square. See the table given below. So here it is a table, beta, number, and this is square. So 1 which is the smallest one digit perfect square, and after that 3 क्या है हमारा, 3 का स्क्वायर है 9 which is a greatest one digit perfect square. After that 4 का स्क्वायर it है 16, then 9 का है 81 and so on, beta. So this is table, you just read and practice that. So what can we say about the number of digits in the square root if a perfect square is a 3 digits or a 4 digits number? We can say that if a perfect square is a 3 digits or 4 digits number, then its square root will have 2 digits. Can you tell the number of digits in the square root of a 5 digits or a 6 digits perfect square? Important. So let's see. In general, if a perfect square has n digits, then its square will have n by 2 digits if n is even, or n plus 1 by 2 if n is odd, beta. Hope you understood. So now next. A quarter way to determine the number of digits in the square root of a perfect square is to place a bar over every pair of digits starting from the ones digits. If the number of digits n is odd, then the leftmost digits has a bar. The number of bars is the number of digits square root n, beta. For example, if n is equal to 676, then square root n has 2 digits because there are 2 bar 6 and 76 here. The square root of 1369 has 2 digits because there are 2 bars like 1369. So 69 is a 1 and 13 is a 1. If to find square root by division method, follow these rules. So let's determine 841. Step number 1. Place a bar over every pair of digits starting from the digits at one space. Thus we have 8 के ऊपर बार करा, then 41, like that way. Okay, so अब हमने इसको इस तरीके से लिखा. उसके बाद next step, find the greatest number whose square is less than or equal to the number under the extreme left bar. Here 2 की square root 2 is smaller than 8 and is smaller than 3 square root. So take this number as the divisor and the quotients with the number under the extreme left bar as the division, here 8. So like this way, 2 2s are 4, then 8 में से 4 माइनस करेंगे 4. अब हमने क्या करना है, डायरेक्टली हम दो नंबर्स को एक साथ नीचे कैरी फॉरवर्ड करेंगे, दैट इज़ 4 1. सो नाउ इट बिकम्स 441. आफ्टर दैट हमने क्या किया, अब जो हमारा ये 2 है, सो 2 का डबल कर दिया 4, एंड नाउ वी जस्ट सी दैट किस नंबर पे हमारा 441 आता है या उससे लेफ्ट नंबर आता है. सो वी जस्ट सी दैट 49 9s are 441. सो दैट इज़ वाई अगर हम इसको माइनस करेंगे देन रिमाइंडर इज 0. Divide and get the remainder 4 in this case. Now step number 3, bring down the number under the next bar 41 in this case to the right of the remainder, so the new dividends is 441. Now step 4, double the divisor and enter it with a blank on its right. After that, guess the greatest possible digits to fill in the blank, which will also become the new digits in the quotient. such that when the new divisor is multiplied to the new quotients, the product is less than or equal to the dividend beta. In the case 49 into 9, that is become 441. So we choose the new digits as 9. Now step number 6. Since the remainder is 0 and no digits is left in the given bar, so 841 का square root हमारा बन गया, yes, 29. So this is the answer beta. I hope you understood all steps nicely. So now solve examples for more clarity. Example number 1. Find the square root of 676. अब आपको square root निकालना है of 676. So solutions. So हम इसको इस तरीके से लिखेंगे. Now 76 हमारा एक ये बार बन गया और 6 हमारा एक डिफरेंस. So first हमने क्या करा, 2 2 जा, yes 4, 6 में से 4 माइनस गया 2. Now हमने ऊपर से bring down कर लिया 76 साथ में, क्योंकि we can't take a single digit. So 76 now it becomes 276. 2 का डबल बन गया ये 4. Now we see that 46 6 are 276, and after just subtract that number, the square root of 676 is, yes, 26. Hope you understood well. Now example 2. Find the square root of 6084. Similarly जैसे हमने पहले किया, पहले हमने बार बना लिया 84 एंड 60 का, देन 7 7 ज़ा 49, माइनस किया 11, ऊपर से दो नंबर हमारे एक साथ उतरेंगे 84. नाउ 148 8 ज़ा 11 84. So the square root of 6084 is 78. Now example 3. So this is same beta. Okay. So now we just see the example 4. Find the greatest 5 digits number which is a perfect square. So the greatest 5 digits number is 99,999. So we find that square root of that one by division method. Okay. So here the remainder is 143. On subtracting 143 from 99,999, we get the perfect square. Thus the greatest 5 digits perfect square is, yes, 99,856. I hope you understood well. So this is how we just do that. Okay, ये division method है इसका. Now just see the example 5. Find the least number that must be subtracted from 5,367 so as to get a perfect square. Also find the square root of the perfect square beta. So for that things, we will first find square root of 5367 by division method, like that way. After that, here we get the remainder 38. हमें remainder 38 मिला. This means if we subtract this remainder from 5367, we will get a perfect square. Therefore, the perfect square is 5367 minus 38. That means 5329, and this is the square root of 73 beta. Hope you understood well. So now example 6. Find the least number which must be added to 3475 to get a perfect square. Also find the square root of the perfect square beta. So we will first find the square root of 3475 by a division method, like that way. After that, just we get the remainder 111, that is 111. The next square number is 59 into 59, that is 3481. Hence, the number to be added is 3481 minus 3475, that means 6. This means if we add 6 to 3475, we get a perfect square. So therefore, the perfect square is 3475 plus add 6 on that number, that means the new number is 3481, and it's a square of 59 beta. Hope you understood the whole concept very nicely. So now move on, exercise 3.3. Find the square root of each of the following numbers using division method. So now exercise 3.3. Find the square root of each of the following numbers using division methods. So here it is a number. First one is 3136. So let's find out. So 3136. We are doing A part. सो हम कैसे निकालेंगे इसका स्क्वायर रूट? सो सबसे पहले हम करेंगे 5 5 ज़ा 25। सो 31 में से 25 हम सब्सट्रैक्ट करेंगे। सो नाउ 6। अब हमने 5 को 6 से हम डिवाइड नहीं कर सकते हैं, सो जस्ट ब्रिंग डाउन 36 बिकॉज ये हमारे 2 बार्स हैं और ये हमारे क्या हैं 2 बार है। सो 36 नीचे आएगा। नाउ इट बिकम्स 636। 5 का हम डबल कर लेंगे। सो 5 का डबल हो गया हमारा 10। नाउ 10 को अगर हम 106 बनाएंगे, सो 106 को अगर हम आपस में मल्टीप्लाई करते हैं सो हमारा क्या आ जाता है? यस 112 आता है। तो 106 मीन्स 6 ज़ा 636। सो 636 में से 636 माइनस करेंगे तो हमारा आ जाएगा 1। सो वी कैन से दैट स्क्वायर रूट ऑफ 3136 हमारे होते हैं यस 56 बेटा। सो दिस इज द आंसर। आई होप यू अंडरस्टूड वेल। सो नाउ मूव ऑन नेक्स्ट टॉपिक विच इज finding square roots of perfect square decimal numbers by division method. So a slight variations in method is necessary when it's required to find the square root of a decimal. While finding the square root of a natural number, say 46656, you make pairs by counting from right to left, and if in the last one digit is left, you leave it by itself. Yes, we know that things. For example, while finding the square root of 276676 and 46656, we form pairs as under. हम कैसे करेंगे? Yes, सबसे पहले 76 का पेयर बना लिया, आफ्टर दैट 2 नंबर 66 देन 27। सिमिलरली हमने यहाँ पर बनाया 56 देन 66 बट 4 यहाँ पर हमारा रिमेन रह गया, सो लेट इट बी हेयर। ओके, after that if the last period of the decimal number contains only one figures, we may add 0 to it. okay, हम इसमें 0 ऐड कर सकते हैं। this is because 2 digits are necessary to make up a period, while the additions of a 0 at the right of a decimal figures doesn't change its value. decimal के बाद अगर हम 0 पुट करते हैं तो वो वैल्यू हमारी चेंज नहीं होती है। for example, while finding the square root of 0.00002601, so and 492.84, 998.56 and so on, the periods will be formed as under. so किस तरीके से बना रखे हैं इन्होंने? फर्स्ट वन का इन्होंने लाइक दिस वे 01 देन 26 का एक बार बनाया है, देन 00 देन 00 लाइक दिस वन। सेकेंड का क्या है हमारा 492.84, सो 84 का सबसे पहले इस तरीके से बार बना दिया, 92 देन 4 रिमेन इटसेल्फ, ठीक है, एंड सो ऑन बेटा। सो 1 0 इज एडेड इन दैट वे, इसमें इन्होंने क्या कर दिया, एक 0 ऐड कर दिया है। होप यू अंडरस्टूड वेल। नोट, इन केस ऑफ अ डेसिमल नंबर वी काउंट फ्रॉम left to the right for the decimal portions and from right to the left for the integral portions beta. Hope you understood well. So now the square root of a decimal will contain as many decimals places as there are periods, on half as many decimal places as the given number. The operations in obtaining the square root of a decimal number are the same as for whole numbers. Hope you understood well. So now next beta. Follow the steps in the following examples. Solve example. Example number 1. So find the square root of 3881.29. अब हमें क्या करना है, इस नंबर का स्क्वायर रूट निकालना है। So for that things this is a square root of that one. हमने कैसे किया? Let's see the steps. Number 1. Beginning at the decimal points, mark of points to the left and right. Okay, हमने क्या करा, मार्क करा है पॉइंट्स को लेफ्ट एंड राइट्स को। आफ्टर दैट 6 इज द लार्जेस्ट होल नंबर स्क्वायर रूट दैट इज कंटेन इन 38 विच constitutes the first period. Write 6 on the top as quotients and also in the divisor subtract 6 into 636 from 38. The remainder is 2, like that way. 6 6 are 36 and 38 में से 36 minus हो गए 2. Now step number 3, bring down the next pair. अब next pair हमारा क्या है 81 है, तो फिर हमने 81 को bring down किया। After that, double 6 the number in the quotient and place the double, that means 12, as the next divisor as shown. Divide 12 into 28 to obtain 2. Write 2 as the next place. Next number in the quotient and also place 2 next to the 12 in the divisor as shown. Now multiply 122 by 2 and place the product under 281. After that subtract it. Remainder is now 37. Okay, this is like with this. After that हम क्या करेंगे? Now step number 4, place the decimal point in the quotients after 2 because the next pair is a decimal part. After that, bring down 29 to make 37291 the next dividend. हमने 2 pairs को bring down करना है, so we have to just bring down 29 together. Double 62 का double करेंगे the number in the quotients and place the double, that means 124 as the next divisor as shown. After that, divide 124 into 372 to obtain 3. Now write 3 as the next number in the quotient and also place 3 next to 124 in the divisor. After that, multiply 1243 by 3 and place the product under 3729. Now subtract, the remainder is 0. So that is why we can say that square root of 3881.29 is equal to, yes, 62.3. So this is how we just do the step number 1, 2, 3 and solve it. Hope you understood well. So now just see the example number 2 also. Find the square root of 6432.04. So put 0 at both places as shown. Okay, हमने क्या करा? 0 को put करा like that way. And after that, in the above example, since 16 doesn't divide 3, put 0 both in the root, that means quotient, and the divisor and bring down the next pair 04 also and divide. Hope you understood. Now note, when a divisor is larger than the corresponding dividend, write 0 in the trial divisor and bring down the root period. Hope you understood well, beta. So after that, just see the example number 3. Find the value of 4356 and use it find the value of 43.56 plus square root of 0.4353. So first हम क्या करेंगे? 4356 को इस तरीके से बार में लिखेंगे and solve it with 6. So we can say that 66 is the square root of that one. After that, just put the decimals at between. So now add it and final answer is 7.26. Hope you understood. Now example 4. Find the square root of 0.00015376. So हम सबसे पहले क्या करेंगे? जो हमारे स्टार्टिंग के 0.0 है, हम जस्ट उसको सेम एज इट इज़ लिख लेंगे. नाउ 1 1 ज़ा 1 माइनस करेंगे. नाउ ब्रिंग डाउन 53. ओके, देन 1 का डबल हो गया 2. 22 2 ज़ा 44. नाउ सब्सट्रैक्ट, हमें क्या मिला? 9. आफ्टर दैट ब्रिंग डाउन 76 एंड 22 का डबल हो गया हमारा लाइक दैट वन एंड 244 मल्टीप्लाई बाय 4 976 एंड हमने सब्सट्रैक्ट करा. सो फाइंड इट 0. रिमाइंडर हमारा 0 आया. द स्क्वायर रूट ऑफ 0.00015376 इज इक्वल टू, yes, 0.0124 like that way. In the above example, there is a no integral part in the given decimal. Hence, in the square root also there will be a 0 before the decimal point. Hope you understood. Now example 5. Here it is given. Find the square root of a 156.25. Okay, and B part is 477.4225. So similarly same method, 1 1 ज़ा 1 माइनस किया. ओके, सो 22 2 ज़ा 44. नाउ 244 डेसिमल ऊपर चले गया. 5 ज़ा हमारे होते 1225 एंड जस्ट माइनस किया. सो 15.25 स्क्वायर रूट हमारा बन गया 12.5. 15.25 का स्क्वायर रूट हो गया 12.5. होप यू अंडरस्टूड. सिमिलरली बेटा नेक्स्ट वन में भी हम सेम करेंगे. नाउ आफ्टर दैट एक्सरसाइज 3.4. फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन इज फाइंड द स्क्वायर ऑफ ईच ऑफ द फॉलोइंग डेसिमल नंबर्स बाय लॉन्ग डिवीजन मेथड. सो लेट्स स्टार्ट हाउ टू डू दिस. ओके, सो नंबर इज 655.36. तो अब हमने कैसे सॉल्व करना है. सबसे पहले हम इसके बार बना लेंगे, लाइक 2, इसके 2 बना लिए. 6 हमारा सिंगल है तो हम इसमें 0 ले सकते हैं. नाउ वी जस्ट टेक 2 नंबर फर्स्ट. सो 2 2s are 4. 6 में से 4 माइनस हो गए 2. अब हमने क्या करेंगे, 2 को 2 से हम सॉल्व 55 हम ब्रिंग डाउन कर लेंगे. सो आफ्टर दैट 2 2s हमारे हो गए 4 एंड 5 से लेंगे. सो 45 5s हमारे होते हैं बेटा 225. 5 में से 5 गया 0, 5 में से 2 गया 3. अब हम क्या करेंगे, 30 हमारा बना. सो डेसिमल जस्ट हम ऊपर शिफ्ट करेंगे. नाउ ब्रिंग डाउन डायरेक्टली 36 एंड आफ्टर दैट 45 का डबल हमने किया. सो हमारा बन गया लाइक दिस एंड 6 हमारे होते हैं 3036. सो 5 हमने 6 से यहाँ पर लिखेंगे and subtract करेंगे. so there is a no number left over here. so we can say that 655.36 का स्क्वायर रूट हमारा क्या निकला, yes 25.6. so this is answer beta. hope you understood well. so these are the other questions, you have to complete it your own. okay, so now next topic is square root of numbers which are not perfect square. okay, so now we will see how to find the square root of a number which are not perfect squares. As the numbers are not perfect square, we will not get an extra square root. So we shall determine approximate square roots. To find approximate square roots, we add zeros after the decimal point or after the last figures if the original number is already in decimal form. So to get the square root of a number up to 2 decimal places, we calculate the square root up to 3 places of decimals. That means after the decimal point, we should have 6 digits, means 3 periods. Then we just round the answers up or down to 2 places of decimals, seeing the digits at the third decimal places as equal to greater or lesser than 5 beta. Hope you understood. So we just see the examples for more clarity. Example number 1, right. हमने क्या करना है, find the square root of 7. 7 का square root निकालेंगे and 0.7 का निकालेंगे but 2 decimal places के accordingly. So we have to just put 0 0 0 0 0 0 and now just do the same. 2 2s are 4. 7 में से 4 minus गया 3. Bring down 2 0. Okay, now 46 6 are 276 minus 24 bring down 0 0. 5 24 4 हमारे होते हैं 2096. now minus करेंगे, it becomes 304 bring down 0 0 and 5285 multiply by 5 हमारा आंसर होता है 26425 and then minus it. so हमारा स्क्वायर निकला yes 2.645. I hope you understood. Similarly beta B part. okay, so now example 2. Find the square root of 25.63 correct to 2 places of decimals. So we do the same क्योंकि हमें 2 places of decimals निकालने हैं. so just write it 0 0 0 here. now just take 5 5s. yes हमारा किससे जा रहा है ये 5 5s 25. then 25 में से 25 माइनस हो जाएगा तो कुछ नहीं बचेगा. so bring down 63 and after that you have to just bring down 0 0 over here. so for that things put 0. हमने 0 लगाया है यहाँ पर. now just double the number like that and 1006 6 हमारे होते हैं yes like this and after that minus करेंगे bring down 0 0 and final है हमारा आंसर 10122 multiply by 2 and answer is like that here. so we can say that 25.63 is equal to 5.06223 dp, that becomes 5.06 to 2 dp, to decimal places also. Hope you understood very nicely. So now example 3 beta. Find the square root of 1869 to 2 decimal places. So we just write it 1869 and after decimal we just put 00 like that way. And now 4 4 is 16, 18 में से 16 माइनस हो गए, 2 बचा, bring down 69, then 83, 3 are 249, then minus that number 20, we just get it and bring down 20, then 862 हमारे हम just multiply करेंगे, we get 1724 and this is how we just do it. Okay, then final answer is we can say that 43.231, that is 3 dp और हमारा आंसर बना 43.23. Hope you understood well beta. So now next, square root of fractions. When the numerator and denominators are not perfect square, first divide the number by the denominator and convert the given fractions into a decimal number. Solve example number 1 here. Find the square root of 10 2/3 correct to 2 places of decimals. So अब ये हमारा क्या है? Yes, this is in a mixed fraction. So just simplify in a improper way. Improper के बाद just divide that number and get in a decimal form like this. 10.66 और हमने 2 places of decimal करना है, so we just put it 666666. Now that simplify that number as we are doing the others one, like 3 3 is a 9, 10 में से 9 माइनस हो गया, हमारा 1 बचा, bring down 66 there, 62 2 जा 124, माइनस करेंगे 42, now bring down 66 646 6 जा, like that way and so on. So आंसर हमारा कितना बना? Yes, हमारा आंसर बना 3.265 and that is like 3.27 to 2 dp. Hope you understood. So now next example 2. Find the square root of 3 3/7 correct to 2 places of decimals. So 3 3/7 just write it at the improper way and after divide that number, decimal में हमारा आंसर आया like this. This is 3.428571. After that just 1 1 होते हैं हमारे, 3 में से 1 माइनस करेंगे 2, bring down 42, हमारा जो न्यू नंबर बना 242, डेसिमल ऊपर शिफ्ट हो गया, 28 8 ज़ा 242, माइनस करेंगे 18, नाउ ब्रिंग डाउन 85, यहाँ से हम क्वेश्चन को क्या करेंगे, डबल कर देंगे, 365 5 ज़ा 1825, माइनस किया 60, ब्रिंग डाउन 71, नाउ 3701 1 ज़ा 3701 और माइनस करने पे हमारा आता है 2370. Now we can say that root 3 3/7 is equal to 1.851 to 3 dp or is equal to 1.85 to 2 dp beta. Hope you understood the complete method of that one. Okay. So now next beta. Exercise 3.5. Find the square root of each of the following numbers correct to 2 places of decimal. So here first one is number 3. So we just write it 3 और हमने क्या करना है, 2 places of decimal तक लिखना है. So we can just write it 001 and 002 like that. और ये हमारा क्या है, सिंगल बनेगा. So just start how to solve it. Yes, हम कौन सा नंबर लेंगे कि वो 3 से हम उसको सॉल्व करेंगे, 1 1 1 ज़ा 1 इज़ गुड. ओके, ये स्क्वायर रूट हमारा करेक्ट बैठेगा. सो माइनस किया हमने तो हमारा नंबर आया 2. अब कैसे सॉल्व करेंगे, अब डेसिमल हमारा ऊपर चले गया, ये जो पेयर है हमारा 00 ये नीचे आ गया. नाउ 1 का डबल हो गया 2. अब हम इसमें अगर 27 हम लेंगे, सो 27 7 ज़ा हमारे कितने होते हैं, 189. नाउ माइनस दैट नंबर, 10 में से 9 गया 1, 9 में से 8 हो गया हमारा -1. सो इट बिकम्स 11. सो आफ्टर दैट 27 का डबल हम कर देंगे 34 एंड 34 को मल्टीप्लाइंग करेंगे हम किससे कि हमारा यहाँ पर समथिंग 1100 के करीब कोई नंबर्स नियर बाई आएगा. सो 34 को 3 से मल्टीप्लाई करने पर वी जस्ट राइट इट 3 ओवर हेयर 2 and 1029. So minus that number. So 10 में से 9 गया 1, 9 में से 2 गए 7. Now after that there is no any number left here. So we just leave it here. So we can say that hence square root of 3 हमारा क्या बना 1.73. So this is the answer of 1 beta. I hope you understood well. So with this we ended the chapter. I hope you understood complete concept. So you only need to do practice and complete rest of these exercises by your own.